and welcome to Love Talk. My name is Angel Thomas, and I am the founder and CEO of Radiant Love. I am from New Orleans, Louisiana, but I currently reside in Katy, Texas with my husband and my 8-month-old son. Hey, Carter, I know you're watching, son. Tonight's topic is going to be on education. Radiant Love also has an online boutique which can be found at radiant-love.com. Y'all spread the love and support me by showing love on my online boutique. Y'all also follow me on Instagram at Radiant Love _. That's Radiant Love _ on Instagram. Y'all make sure to share this video. I also ask that y'all spread Radiant Love. I want Radiant Love to be global. So everyone watching, y'all tell someone about Radiant Love. Radiant Love exemplifies the power of boldness, beauty, and self-confidence. I just want to encourage everyone to be the best version of themselves. Be bold, be beautiful, be you. Now, let me tell y'all a little bit about Love Talk. Love Talk is a platform that I've created to shine light on kings and queens. There'll be a plethora of different topics and different guests that'll come on Love Talk and share their knowledge with us. My hopes are to uplift, inspire, relate, and encourage kings and queens to be the best version of themselves. Y'all make sure to share this video. Share, share, share. So Monday we kicked off the school year with Edna Carr's band director, Christopher Herrero. So today we are going to have an educator give us some insight on being an educator. So joining us tonight is Miss Myesha Kemper. Welcome, Miss Myesha. Hey, thank you. I am so glad that you are on Radiant Love's Love Talk.
Thanks for the invite. I see you have on your teacher attire. I have on my summer teacher attire.
That's right. Definitely. Y'all make sure to share this video and we are going to jump right on in. So, Myesha Kemper has always had a genuine love for children and a passion for helping others. Teaching is something that has always come naturally to her, but not one person could have ever led her to believe that the combination of her love for children and her passion for helping and teaching others would have caused her to be in the education field for the past 18 years. Ms. Myesha Kemper is currently a 6th grade teacher in Houston, Texas. Yes. Wow. 18 years. That is amazing. You don't look past 25. So how could it be 18 years already? Yes. I am just so happy that you are here. Teachers are like the root of everything. Teachers are mothers to kids, so teachers have so many different roles. Right. So thank you for being an educator and a teacher, and you are awesome.
Thank you for acknowledging that.
Oh, you are so welcome. So Oprah Winfrey said, education is the key to unlocking the world, a passport to freedom. That is very deep. I really love that quote.
Right.
So how and when did you decide you wanted to be an educator?
Well, the funny thing is that I remember being in 10th grade. I went on a field trip and we passed by a school and I told my friend, I said, you know what? I could never teach anybody's kids. That was a 10th grader. Fast forward to college. I entered college with the hopes of being a polygraph examiner because I used to love the Maury show and I wanted to do the lie detector test. So I went in as a criminal justice major. And I realized I didn't want to do that with my life because it was really boring. So I was to the point where I was going to leave school for a while because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I was not the type to just, waste my time. So to make a long story short, a series of divine events led me to education. And once I made the decision to become a teacher, it took off from there. And this is where I am. And it's one thing that's really, really dear to my heart. So here I am.
18 years later, and you are awesome. Yes. Yes. plans can really change. You can
They
go
can.
into school for one thing and you change your whole mind and
Right.
look where it leads you. Yes. So on average, there are 22 to 25 students per class, give or take. So how are you able to maintain control of your classroom with the different learning abilities and the different attitudes?
Well, as far as learning abilities, you have, like you said, a class of 25 kids. Last year I had 27 kids. And they come to you, knowing different things, reading on different levels. I'm a reading teacher, but they come to you at different levels. One thing I like to remind myself of daily, other educators as well as the students, is to let them know that your only competition is yourself. You're trying to be better, the best you that you can be. So when I am planning lessons, I consider the different learning styles. We do strategic seating, multi-level activities. I teach things in different ways. Just have fun with it. Education is really, really important, but you have to have fun. But I leave the majority of my classroom in a small group setting, and that's more of a personalized instructional plan, so you can get with the kids, in a small group, because a lot of times they're more comfortable when you are teaching them, in a smaller group setting. So just considering their different learning styles. And as far as the attitudes go, you have 25 different attitudes. But just as with your job, with your family, you have to learn to coexist. So, with them being in the classroom settings, yes, we won't always have good days. Sometimes you have students that come in with baggage. So you have to build those relationships and get to know the kids so you can just meet them where they are.
Yes, and especially with all the different, like you said, the different attitudes. And I like what you said. They come in with different baggage. You never know what these kids are going through at home,
Right.
and then to come in and then have to deal with a lot of people. And I like how you said you have the small learning, setting. You'll make it small, do the small groups and all of that. That is very understandable. So, the influence of a good teacher can never be erased. And I personally had the privilege of coming to one of your classes before. And you are not only a good teacher, you are a great teacher.
Oh,
all the kids love Miss Kemper. Miss Kemper, Miss Kemper. They love you. They absolutely love you. So that can never be erased. In your opinion, what are some qualities an educator must possess to be a good educator?
You know what? The main thing an educator must have is heart. You must have heart. I think you need to have heart for anything you do, because it helps you to realize that it won't always be perfect. Because there have been many times where I have wanted to pack my bags and leave education. And it's really not because of the students, but it's because of all the other demands. But I think the main thing a teacher must have is hard. You have to have compassion. You have to be forgiving. You have to have empathy. You have to have sympathy. And you have to, a lot of times, be willing to put your issues to the side, because you have 25 students that may be going through something that, that warrants your attention. So if nothing else, a teacher must have a true passion for the profession, because it's definitely not anything financial that's appealing, but these kids need you. Kids really need teachers that care.
And then you can really, as a student, I was in school, and you can tell who cares and who doesn't care, who's there for the money or who's there for the love of the job.
Right.
So you definitely have to have heart. That is a must. Yes.
And I don't know if you've heard the phrase that says people don't know, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And when kids realize that you care about them, they're ready for whatever you have for them.
Yes. And it's you have to have that heart. Definitely.
Yeah.
So typically, a school supply list, which many parents despise because sometimes it's very long and they're just like, why do I have to bring all this stuff to this school? Can you explain to me and my listeners the importance of school supplies?
First of all, parents and listeners, if school supplies are needed, I want you to just when's the last time you had a meeting?
Me?
Yeah.
Like last week at work.
Okay. Do you walk into your meeting empty-handed?
No, I have a pen, a paper.
Tell me why.
To take notes.
Okay, but why do you have that pen and paper? Even if you're not taking notes, why would you walk in a meeting with pen and paper?
Because it's necessary, right?
It's necessary. And you want people to take you seriously. Mm-hmm. You want them to know that you're coming prepared. I've had several students walk into class with nothing. And I stop them at the door, and I'm not the type to fuss or anything, but I would ask them, I said, how do you want people to perceive you? Do you want me to take you seriously? And naturally they say yes. I said, do you want me to feel like you're ready to come in, learn, and ready to learn? And naturally they say yes, ma'am. I said, well, what I see in your hands, which is nothing, am I willing? Can I take you seriously if you have nothing in your hands? I know my learners because I know my students, but if they walk through the door with nothing, I said, I can't take you seriously. And you want people to take your children seriously. You want people to feel like they are, ready for the day. So supplies are needed just to teach kids that, hey, I need to be prepared to do something.
And that's really, yes. And everything you just said is a life lesson. It's not just a school supplies lesson, it's a life lesson.
And then you have those students that may not come in prepared, and they are asking other kids for, supplies every day, and the kids get upset with them. So that's making them a target, and you don't want to make your child a target in any way. So just make sure, and like you said, it's a life lesson. You want them to be prepared. Mm-hmm. You want people to take them seriously. So, with that in mind, you want to make sure that they have what they need and not depend on anyone else to provide it.
So don't get upset with the school supply list, parents.
They need it.
Know that it's necessary. They need it.
It is necessary.
Yes. So a teacher's job is literally never done. You go to school, you go to work, go to school early. Sometimes you leave late. And then when you get home, you have work-related work to do. Mm-hmm. So with so much of your time being dedicated to school and being around the students, do you ever feel yourself becoming attached to your kids?
You know what? It's no way around it. One thing I tell my students at the beginning of every year, and I'm not just saying this for this occasion, but I always pray and ask God to give me whatever kids that I need, whoever path I'm supposed to cross at that particular time. So it's kind of like I already have a connection with them before they even get to me. And I think that's one reason why I have such strong relationships with them, is because I know that them being in my classroom is not by accident. Even the behavior problems. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it would be ludicrous for me to say you don't get attached to them. You get attached to them quickly. Like mm-hmm. I've had students that enter the school year with me, and maybe in 3 weeks, they transfer to another school. And I'm like, oh, you just got here. Like, I'm, genuinely upset that they're leaving. And at the end of the school year, they're crying, I'm crying, because you created a bond, and you hate to see them go. But kids I've had in 2001 are still my kids, whether I see them or not, again or not. They're still mine. So yes, you definitely create an attachment.
Someone said we need more teachers like this. Definitely. Y'all are just knowing Myesha through this love talk. Y'all have to know her person. She is beautiful. She has a passion for what she does, and I experienced that firsthand. Yes, so I know you are beautiful.
Thank you.
So We're going to discuss now a very serious topic. It's very, very serious. It's very sensitive, but it's much, much needed. So viewer discretion is advised. Once again, viewer discretion is advised. This is a sensitive topic, but much needed.
Right.
So we're going to talk about bullying and suicide, because I've been seeing a lot of posts on Instagram and in the news where suicide is becoming a big thing with kids, young kids. And I don't know if it all roots from bullying, but bullying can be a cause of a kid wanting to commit suicide. So I just wanted to bring up the topic to kind of get some insight from a teacher. So viewer discretion is advised. This is a very sensitive topic. So the statistics on bullying and suicide are alarming. Suicide is the third leading cause of death among young people, resulting in about 4,400 deaths per year, according to the CDC. According to Yale University, bully victims are between 2 to 9 more likely to consider suicide than non-victims. This is a sensitive topic, you all. Bully-related suicide can be connected to any type of bullying, included physical bullying, emotional bullying, cyberbullying, and sexting or circulating suggestive or nude photos or messages about someone. So, as an educator, when a bullying situation arises, how do you handle the situation when it comes to the victim and the bully?
First off, I take it seriously. As minor as it may seem, I've dealt with minor situations all the way to major situations. But we are required by law to refer to the school policies. And that means we have to alert, administrators, we have to alert counselors. When you have a bullying situation, you want to make sure that it is definitely dealt with before the school day ends, before the kids leave. Okay. And as far as the victim goes, you want to support the victim with dignity and safety. They need to know that it is safe for me to report. It's safe for me to feel the way that I feel. Okay. I make sure I have conversations even before sending them to the administrators, sending them to the counselors. I'm having these conversations with them just to get the facts. And sometimes, depending on if you have a situation that's going on at the school, because a lot of things go on outside of school and they just bring it to the school. But you want to diffuse the situation if it is, escalating at school. So you want to de-escalate the situation. You give the victim time to talk, to get things off their chest. And I like to talk to my students even before I send them down, because I want to know what's going on as well. Because when it's done being handled in the office, they still have to come back to class. Okay. As far as the people, there may be, the bystanders that know about it. You also want to offer guidance to them, give them a chance to tell what they know. Okay. As far as the bully, there definitely has to be logical and connected consequences imposed, because they do need to know that, hey, what I've done is wrong. And there are consequences for all of our decisions. But at the same time, because these are kids, you want to teach them the right way. So, we're not just imposing consequences, but we also do something called restorative discipline, where it's like, yeah, I've done wrong, but I'm still a part of this community, and I still matter as well. Because a lot of times, even with bullies, everything has a reason. So you want to get to the bottom of why they're doing what they're doing. You understand? Mm-hmm. So in situations with the bullying, we handle it. Like I say, admin handles it. Counselors handle it, but we also handle it in the classroom as well. And one thing I like is to build a strong community in my classroom. A lot of times kids already know what's happening, even kids that aren't involved. And they have this mentality that snitches get stitches. and snitches end up in ditches. But one thing I like to remind them is like you could be in that situation. So if you were in a situation, would you want someone to help you out? So I try to help them to understand that you're not snitching, you're reporting. You're helping, grow someone or helping to keep someone safe. So that's my main thing. And just like I said, I'm as concerned with the victim as I am the bully. Because again, these are kids. And you're just trying to help them to be better.
Yes. And in many situations, the parents are unaware that their child is even being bullied or that their child is even the bully. So could you please give us some advice on how to be more aware of what is going on with our children at school, especially if the child doesn't portray any signs of being bullied or being the bully?
Definitely. I tell my parents all the time, please keep in contact with me, because the students need to know, the kid needs to know that you are a united front, and you also, you want them to be better. You want them to be protected. So I like to tell my parents to stay in constant contact with the school. If you're noticing something at home, because you know your kids better than anyone. You know their behaviors, you talk to them, and if you aren't talking to your child, like that conversation about their day can tell you a lot. You can, be informed of a lot based on what they're not even telling you. Looking at body language, looking at their behaviors. And social media, oh my gosh, please remember that they don't have any business. You have to be all in their business, paying attention to what's going on the social media, because believe it or not, that's where a lot of the bullying is started, because kids have such a big platform now, and they do a lot just to be a part of a group. So that means even if I'm making someone feel bad, even if I know it's the wrong thing to do, but I'm online saying things, and they forget that everything that they do and say, like, they're leaving technological footprints. And they're not realizing that, hey, everything I do and say online is being tracked. And I can erase it from my phone, but it's still there. So I personally don't believe in kids having social media because they're not responsible enough for it. But if parents do allow them to have social media, it needs to be tracked often.
So I want to just encourage, just like Myesha said, for everyone to take your children's phones, iPads, laptops for at least 30 minutes a day. Sit down and talk to your child.
Talk to them, yes.
A lot of times kids are going through something, but you may not even know, because you might think, oh, that's a child. They're not worried. What they have to worry about. But as children with new technology and all of this, they are going through things. You may be going through something, and it's filling up into your child. You unknowingly knowing that they're, right, that they are, attached to you, basically. So right, talk to your kids. Like she said, as simple as saying, how was your day? How are you doing? What are you doing? Just talk to your children. I really want to encourage getting children back outside. Go fly a kite with your kid. Go take them bike rides
with them. They need that time.
Yes,
they need
time.
Don't
just think that a child is a child and they don't have any worries or any problems, because they do.
And when you're talking to them, take time to listen, because a lot of times as adults, we want to fix all the problems and start fussing, but sometimes you just need to stop and listen to what they're saying and read between the lines, because believe it or not, just listening will tell you a lot. Mm-hmm. It tells you a lot.
A whole lot. So my philosophy on life is be bold, be beautiful, be you. I live by that. I encourage it, and I say it probably 100 times a day. So what is a philosophy that you stand on and live by?
As far as education, or just or life in general?
In life in general.
One philosophy I stand by, I have so many. I'm stumped. One philosophy I stand by is, first of all, to trust God and trust, because life brings us so much, and we have to realize that life is a process. So I believe we have to trust the process, trust God, and trust God in the process. And that is my philosophy.
Ooh, yes, that was deep. That is so true. And I literally posted something about that today. So I just really love what you said about talking to your kids. That's what really stuck to me the most from this whole conversation, and having to have heart as an educator. So if you missed it, make sure you go back and recap, because everything Myesha said is a gem. So make sure that you talk to your kids, you encourage them to do better, and check those social media sites. Like Myesha said, kids do not have business. Also, so I just want to open up the floor to you to just say whatever is on your heart.
I just working with kids, the amount of years that I have, I just see all the time how they are starving for attention and affection. And a lot of adults, whether you grew up in a loving home or not, or grew up receiving the affection that you needed, your kids need it. Whether it's a hug, a pat, or just laying on the floor, like you said, going to fly a kite, kids need your love and affection. And it will take them so far in life. And it just like that's something, it's a life skill for them too, because it teaches them how to love others. And that's what I was sitting one day and I was like, what is it that we all have in common? And I think one thing we all have in common is that we desire love. So how can you start that in your home? And I think if you start it in your home, it will start to, reach others outside the home, because this is the example that you're setting for your child. I'm loving you, and they in turn can start to love others, and that will alleviate a lot of the bullying, a lot of the issues in the classroom, just from what they're receiving, how they're getting poured into in the home.
Just like hurt people, love
Right.
people, love people.
Love people. Yes.
We have to spread that love.
Yes.
It's all about the love.
Yes.
So as an added bonus, my viewers now have the option to participate in our Love Talk discussions. So if you didn't participate this time, make sure you participate next time by emailing me at radiantlove94@yahoo.com. So we had 4 submissions today.
Okay.
And I'm going to pull one and I'm going to read it. It's just a question that a viewer had.
Don't give me a hard question.
Okay. So let's see. This is from Melissa Perkins from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay.
Usually my child comes home every day with a lot of homework. After spending 8 hours at school, it is a struggle getting them to focus on 2 hours worth of homework that is usually due the following day. As an educator, could you give me some tips on how to keep them encouraged to get the work done?
That's what grade is it again?
She didn't say what grade. She has multiple. It's grade school kids though.
Okay. My views has changed on homework a lot. Homework is important, but I do not think it should take up a lot of time when they get home. If it is an issue, I would definitely say talk to the teacher. That's why I don't know what grade it is, but you have to be in constant communication with your child's teachers and let them know what's going on and let them know your concerns, because a lot of times, believe it or not, teachers, like we're so busy trying to get things done, I don't think we take the time to stop and think about certain things until parents bring it to our attention. Homework is important. Should the kids be bombarded with it? No. Should they be stressed out when they get home? No. Because I'm tired when I get home, so I know they're tired too. And the students should be more tired than the teachers because they're, doing most of the work. So the only thing I can say is to talk to the teachers, express your concerns, and see, if you all can come to some kind of compromise. And just that, you being that one parent, Melissa, bringing it to the teacher's attention could help all the kids.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure you're not the only parent that feels like that.
So talk to the teacher. That's that constant communication that you was talking about.
Yes.
Don't be scared to talk to the teacher, because you are your child's advocate. You advocate for your child.
Right.
So bring it up with the teacher.
Right. Totally.
So I just want to thank you so much for being a part of Love Talk. Everything you said was beautiful, understanding, and you gave us some great insight and tips on being a teacher. So y'all make sure y'all share this video, share. Y'all also make sure y'all check out my online boutique at radiant-love.com. Follow me on Instagram at radiantlove_. Make sure y'all submit y'all's email questions on the topic of the day, and email those to me so they can be asked on live. If they're not answered on live, I will email you the answer. I just want to encourage everyone to be bold, be beautiful, be you, be the best version of yourself, and y'all have a good night. Until next time, thank you, Myesha.
Thank you, Angel.
You have a good night. Bye-bye.
You too.